Kenneth Witt, and welcome to Gundog Nation. Gundog Nation is much more than a podcast. It's a movement to build a community of people around the world that like to watch a well-trained dog do what it's bred to do. Also, we want to get our youth involved into the sport of gun dogs, whether it be hunting, sport, or competition. We want to build a community of people united to preserve our gun dog heritage and to be better gun dog owners. Tune in to each weekly episode and learn about training, dog health, wellness, and nutrition. We will also offer tips for hunting with dogs and for competition, hunt tests, field trials, and other dog sports that involve gun dogs. Please go to our website, gundognation.com, and subscribe to our email list. We will keep you informed weekly with podcasts that are coming out. We also will be providing newsletters with training tips and health tips for your dog. You can also go to patreon.com/Gundog Nation and become a member. There's different levels of membership on there. Just go check that out. Also, would like to thank Sean Brock for providing the music for this show. The introduction and the outro is Sean Brock. He played everything on there except the banjo by Scott Vestal and the dobro by Jerry Douglas. Sean is a neighbor of mine from over in Harlan, Kentucky. I'm just across the mountain in Hyden, Kentucky, and he's a super talented guy. But most of all, I want you guys to check out the Creekers. They are also from Hyden, Kentucky, and this is an up-and-coming bluegrass and country band, and these guys are hot. They're all over TikTok and YouTube. You will hear these guys because in a year or so they will be on the radio. They are very talented. Their videos are going viral on the net. These boys are family. Two of the lead singers, one grew up with my daughters, and the other one is my cousin's son, so he's family. But check them out. Check out the Creekers. Also, last but not least, if you want to buy a hat, koozie, t-shirt, or even gun dog supplies, go to shopgundognation.com and you can purchase any of those items. Thank you so much for listening. It's a privilege to have people that want to put up with me talking about dogs all the time. I actually enjoy what I do, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity, and thank you. Hey everybody, Kenneth Witt with the Gundog Nation podcast coming to you live, well, not really live today from Texas, Fort McCabe at my ranch, and I've had a friend that's I met at a show, and we're going to get into it here in a second. Before I get started and introduce my guest, who I'm really excited to have on, I want to thank you for I have actually new sponsors this year, as well as a few ones from last year. But one of the big new sponsors that I have is Ducks Unlimited, and very proud to have them on board. I believe in what they do, and it's just a real vote of confidence that they believe in me enough to partner with me. The next new sponsor that we have for 2026 is Dog and Hunt Supply in Equipment, Arkansas, and if you've never been there, you've got to go in that store. I've never seen a more well-stocked store. I'll talk more about it later. But so proud to have Summer Reynolds and her family supporting us at the podcast. Cable Gangs is a Louisiana company who makes by far the best tie-out systems I've ever seen for dogs. You got to go on their website. They can do all kinds of custom designs, but it is heavy-duty stuff. The most solid built tie-outs I've ever seen, and stakes, like I said, he can make anything for you, but you have to, I would be here all day trying to describe the different things that he's done. But check him out there, Cable Gangs. Also, a real good friend of mine who I've hunted with a lot, Folicious. They own a company. They hit it big on Shark Tank, and they are, now have Folicious and HEB and Walmarts all over the United States. A couple from right here in Texas, and they're a family-owned company. And they've really struck out big. So glad that they believe in us. Also, let's see, make sure I don't forget anybody. Purina. Can't leave Purina out. Purina Pro Plan, that's what I feed all my dogs on. I'm a huge believer in Purina. I've used it for a long, long time. And I always say it's the reason they've been around so long. Anyway, I'm going to introduce my guest, or I'm going to let him introduce himself, Mr. Austin Koile. I've got him on here, and we're going to talk about why I have him on here in a second. But Austin, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you live, where you're from, and then we're going to talk about your product.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm Austin Koile. I own ReKoile Outdoors. A lot of y'all probably heard of the new dog vest that's on the market today, and that's what we're going to be talking about, the majority of it, and just dogs in general. From Louisiana, over here in Baton Rouge. Been here for about 7 years, but I grew up in South Carolina with a Boykin Spaniel, the little brown swamp poodles. He's 36 pounds. Right now, he's currently at LSU. He had a little incident, so I may have to get on a call for real quick because he's having surgery tonight. So just wanted
man.
heads up in case I do have to take that phone call.
Hey, prayers to that. Gosh, I've been through that stuff before. And, you know, it's the first time I've ever heard a Boykin call a swamp poodle. I will steal that word from you. I love it. I've got a cocker that looks like a Boykin here, and that's what everybody's going to think she is because she's liver colored-ish. But anyway, Austin, before we get into your product, I got to give you a prop, man. So the only reason, first of all, I met you at Delta Waterfowl, I believe, right? And we had a booth fairly close to each other. We kept walking past. Matter of fact, your wife kept walking by with a Boykin Spaniel. My wife had never seen one, and I was telling her what that was. And we got to talk briefly, but I never really got to use your product. And I was on a hunt with Landon Poplin, my first flood timber hunt in Arkansas. I was in Arkansas early December, and he was telling the other guy with us who invited us on the trip, Curtis Gentry, was like bragging on Austin's vest. So, I mean, on the vest you made, but bragging to Landon on the vest that his dog was wearing. And he was just going on. And man, Landon just lit up. He was like, yeah, this is the best vest I've ever had. He was showing all the features on it. You know, like it was like he was doing a commercial, you know. And I was like, man, you've got me intrigued. I've got to. And then once he told me, I was like, oh gosh, now I know who that is. And it wasn't, I don't know if it's, you know how AI sometimes you talk about something and all of a sudden it's on your feed. It wasn't a day later. I've become friends, you know, I've had him on a podcast with Caleb Knight. He's a minor league pitcher or a catcher for the Cubs. He has one too. And I was like, hey, Caleb, I just, you know, I reached out to him and sent him a voice message and told him what was going on. And I said, do you know how to get up with that guy? And then I thought, well, heck, he gave me your number. I thought, well, I had you on my phone. You know, and you got to pardon me, Austin. I get so carried away sometimes. I'm so daggone busy. It's crazy. And you meet and talk to so many people. Plus, I'm a layman. I might sometimes talk to 15 people a day for my job, not to mention the podcast stuff. So I've got a million names running through my head. So I reached out to you. I called you with a long phone conversation. And before we get started, my whole point of this is this. I did a post with your dog vest that you sent on my dog, and I put it on all my social media. And this is a promise. You can go on the social media and check it yourself, or anybody listening. Everybody was positive. And believe me, on social media, if you do something wrong, they will magnify it greatly. If I say something wrong, believe me, I'll hear about it, you know, and that's just the way social media is, right? No one complained. No one said anything even remotely negative, and everybody loved the product. I was like, man, that's a testament right there of someone that's actually cares about what he's designed. That's what we're going to get into. But Austin, man, you've got onto something, and everybody loves your product, and I can say that with honesty and sincerity because I've had so many people comment to me about it. How did you come up with a dog vest? Because that's not you're not in the textile industry. I know you have a very complex job. You're in steel industry, right?
Well, I'm in the steel industry. I work for Nucor Steel down here in Louisiana. So I do the dog vest on the side as of now. But it all started, wasn't even trying to start a company. I was just tired of not having a dog vest to fit my Boykin Spaniel. He would go out there, give us all. Hold on. Yeah. That was a rough one.
Yes.
Each time I talk about him,
hey, it's okay. I know your dog's going through a lot, man. So, hey, we're all humans here.
Oh, man. So, already getting choked up, but he's 10, right?
Yes.
And it was... I just started the company just because I wanted for something for him. They didn't make, like, the only thing that was close to being anything that he could wear was a Browning, which was still a little too big. And like I said, I wasn't trying to start a company. Wasn't trying to do any of this. And just went out and was like, well, this is what he needs to do. What are all the good things out there right now, right? And that's what I did. I looked at bits and pieces, and I made a vest for him that fit him. And the more that I dug into it, the more that I actually looked in the material, the way they fit, the adjustments, the sizes and lengths. And then I started going on, or just being on Facebook and seeing it wasn't just Boykin Spaniels, it was every dog.
Yes.
And then went down the rabbit hole of looking at, what was I going to say? Went down the rabbit hole of just looking on what vests were out, like what other vests were out there, what are the common issues. And the common issues were the number one was they just don't fit. Everyone had a vest that didn't fit. It was standard to cut and trim and glue and sew and become your own seamstress. And nothing ever and it was just a standard. And I just wasn't okay with that. Like, these dogs will go out and the nastiest stuff. I don't want to go swim in that. I've done it.
Yeah.
And they do it, no questions asked, freezing cold, and the nastiest stuff. And they do it with their tail wagging.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically how I got stumbled upon it. And it was a whirlwind. It was a whole bunch of rabbit holes and designing and all that stuff. But yeah, that's how it all started.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with the Gundog Nation podcast, and we're proud to announce that we are now partnered with Ducks Unlimited. Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has been on a mission, protecting the wetlands that waterfowl call home, from the northern breeding grounds to the southern wintering havens. Thanks to the effort of passionate volunteers and supporters, Ducks Unlimited has conserved millions of acres. But the truth is, the work isn't done. Come be part of the next 1 million acre year. Visit ducks.org/volunteer today and join a team making a real difference. Because when it comes to protecting our continent's waterfowl, that's what Ducks Unlimited does. Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation podcast. We are so proud to be sponsored by Dog and Hunt Supply in Quitman, Arkansas. Many of you know Summer Reynolds, and she runs the best dog supply store in the United States. I've been there. I buy from her. She has everything you can imagine. Her store and her workers, they are Garmin experts. Matter of fact, Summer herself can work on your Garmin collars. She's also a lifelong hunter, a generational hunter. She owns hunting dogs. She doesn't just sell dog equipment, she backs it up. She's the real deal. And actually, I think she actually might own more dogs than I do. Whether you hunt coon, rabbit, hogs, predators, or you're a turkey hunter, you name it, they have supplies there for you. She has Sitka, Filson, ReKoile Outdoors, all kinds of clothing, boots, boat boots, deck boots, hunting boots. You name it, they have it. It's dogandhunt.com. Check out Summer Reynolds. They're on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and we are so proud to be sponsored by them. Well, you know, some of the best businesses, and I always love talking to someone who has an idea and creates it into fruition to where it's actually a business. And so many times, those people that I talk to that get successful start out with an idea of just trying to make something better. Mm-hmm. And that's what you did. I love that. So I'm sure you've probably got one right there with you, I hope.
I do. I got a bunch around me.
Let's talk about, I know not everybody can see what you're doing unless they watch on our YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to do that. But for those of folks who are just driving and listening or whatever, we'll try to talk you through this and illustrate it audibly as best we can. So
I'll scoot back a little bit, kind of show the features off for it. But
okay,
this is the dog vest right here, and as you can see, it looks very similar to other dog vests that are on the market.
Yes. However, it does look more tapered from the chest back to the stomach area.
Yep.
I noticed.
So if you're thinking about a dog in general, right? All of the duck dogs, upland dogs, everyone that's very active, they're all an athletic build.
Yes.
The majority of the dog vests on the market now are made for, I would say, a Chesapeake Bay Retriever or a a big American Lab with a big neck and big chest.
Yes.
And the best waterfowl dog for waterfowl as a tool is by far a Labrador chest. They mimic that build.
Yes.
But after doing all that research, it was every dog was as an athlete. They all had that athletic build, little necks, little waist, big chests. Just like people that play football, they're extremely fit. So that's why you notice the tapering, like the big chest and little waist on this one. But what makes this unique is you have 6 inches of adjustability in the chest, or in the neck.
And just for people that's listening, he's got adjustments on each leg, and there's 6 inches of adjustment on each leg to get that chest snug.
Yep. So I'm going to do one side of it, right? So You got 2 sides with loop Velcro and hook Velcro. So we made this piece right here nice and flexible, so you can bend it and get it nice and snug. Well, to my little dog, you have to bend it, but it allows you to get it nice and snug in that neck. So while your dog's swimming, they're not taking on a whole bunch of water, right?
Yes.
And then the biggest thing that sets us apart is this adjustment right here. Can't really see it, but it's the waist adjustment. So you can either have it, so if you notice it now, it's the stomach is pretty big. And there's a dog named Tater. This is an English Cocker Spaniel that was 18 pounds, but you can get it, I think they're just about 6 inches altogether just in the waist.
Okay.
So the typical issues you have are the neck, the chest, and the waist, and having just those 2 adjustments right there basically completes it with what the complications areas are. And then we used Velcro along the back to finish the closure. We decided to go with the Velcro simply because, one, I don't like messing with a dog at 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't just think about the dog in general. I thought about myself as well. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to fight a dog. So you got the Velcro along the back. This isn't your standard Velcro. As you see, it's kind of shiny right now. It's a sheen to it. But it's an industrial grade. You don't see it very often. But if you slap this on early in the morning, your dog wants to be crazy, he can take off, and then you're not starting off at ground 1. You're picking up where you left off. But if you're going to put a vest on your dog, it has, like, if it doesn't fit, it's pointless. Like, there's no point to having one on there. You're doing more harm than you are good. So we started the whole thing around a fit because I couldn't find one to fit my Boykin. So we also made it where it's super simple. Your dog's going to lose weight throughout the season, right? Yes. Beginning of the season, they're going to be bigger. And that's probably the main reason why I love the Velcro, is because they will be, let's just say, they're right here at the beginning of the season, designing it for us as well. You don't notice this while they're losing weight, but every time you put this on your dog, it gets tighter and tighter. So you get the most out of this vest from the beginning of the season to the end. And so your dog is ready to go. So it's that's just the basic, the adjustability part of it, of the whole design. And that was, like I said, the whole start of our company was to make sure a vest fit. That is our foundation. I didn't care if it lasted half a season. If it fit and it did its job and it made the dog's job easier, perfect. We can always improve that, but you can't, if you keep fighting a fit battle, it's just not going to work.
Now, Austin, you had another feature on there that was neat. Matter of fact, when I did a little video and I opened up the one you sent me, I started messing with it and I thought, okay, I'm going to look stupid on here because I need to research this a little better before I start messing. But it was like this ID holder. Will you talk about that a little bit and explain that?
Yep. So I actually have a brown vest over here somewhere, but actually I'm going to grab that brown vest really quick.
Okay.
So what Ken is talking about is we have this our first Gen 2 dog vest or 2.0 dog vest had this nice little pocket on here.
Yes.
It is, we got so much feedback from how ugly it was, and I have to agree. It is terrible. It looks bad. Doesn't cause any like inefficiencies with the vest, but with all the feedback we got, we ended up keeping it because half the people liked it.
Yeah.
And we actually moved it to right here. So that it's just a waterproof pocket for a GPS tracker, FI Series 3, a Apple AirTag, which it's cheap. If your dog gets close to somebody in the woods, it'll ping that location. It's not a Garmin by any means, but it gives you a better chance of finding a young dog that takes off after a crippled. Look, we're not going to catch it if that happens.
Yeah. I like that. And I wasn't sure. Honestly, when I opened it and I was looking at it, I didn't know if it was like for your hunting license and your duck stamp or, because I remember in Alaska when I was hunting, it was so wet. We had everything sealed on us because you have to have that on you. You have to have that on you anywhere you hunt. But they wanted a hard copy there, not just on your phone. But I thought that was really neat. So, Austin, since the initial concept of you designing this, how many prototypes have you had till you got to what's on the market today?
We had 3 prototypes. This is another reason why I really like Facebook and the people on there, because they're very blunt and honest and love to tell you what's wrong.
Yes.
But I had 3 prototypes. I had my first one. It was terrible. It looked like a box. We called it a toilet paper holder or a roll of toilet paper. The little cardboard box in the middle. It felt like cardboard. It looked like cardboard. It was bulky. And then I had my second one. I was trying to figure out the handle. I got the shape how I liked it. And a second one, I was like, all right, perfect. Now I'm going to get 25. So I got those 25, and that is where it really, really changed.
How so?
Because I'm only one person. I can only speak on for myself, right? And when I ordered those 25, I posted on Facebook. I said, hey, who wants to try a new dog vest? They're $40. And I had 25 random people around the country that didn't know each other. So I didn't handpick anybody. And they all bought one. And each one of them got a message from me and said, hey, look, I am looking to change what is not good right now. Our dogs do everything for us without a question. Give me your honest feedback. Tell me what you want. Tell me what is good, what is bad. Rip it apart, put it to the test, and tell me what I need to change, right? And those 25 people were brutally honest and told me everything I needed to know. And then we came out with our very first vest, which that very first vest fixed chafing. We haven't had one issue of a dog chafing, and that is the number 2 biggest complaint in dog vest. So now you have it fits, and now it doesn't chafe, so you don't got to cut it. You don't have to trim it. It adjusts to your dog within minutes that you get it. But yeah, so 3 prototypes and 25 people that I never met before. That's what started all this.
And I don't mean to get too nosy in your business, but I'm just curious, did you have anybody there that was just like totally unsatisfied? Well, I want to return this. Because it's hard. You know how it is. It's hard to please everybody. Yep. It's really hard.
It is. I didn't have that because the mission behind it. I told them, I said, look, if it breaks like this, right, you're going to get another one. I'm not going to like say, hey, you're going to buy this and this is it. We're doing it for the right reasons and making sure that the dogs are taken care of. So whenever we get the new ones that come in, our first 2,500 we had, they all got a new one. They all got a new vest, every single one of them.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have to worry about anyone not wanting to return the vest. They answered the question. They gave me the feedback, and it's kind of like what this company runs off of. It's the people.
Yeah.
I can't handpick people to field trial all these vests. The real field trials are from individual, like regular people that just hunt. They put it through. There's no way to simulate all of the hunting conditions.
True.
Without them.
Yeah.
It's like the ReKoile Outdoors is not a company built by me. It's a company built by people who care about their dog.
I love that. That explains why all the feedback that I got was positive.
Mm-hmm.
One of the, I know you've talked about this and you explained why, but the two big compliments I got in person, someone that was actually using them, one was from Landon, was the neck fit. Everybody really loved, they said they'd never had a vest with a neck fit like that, which makes, like you said, takes on water and everything else. So did you have to alter that design a few times to get that neck fit so good?
I didn't actually. So it was one of the 25 people. They messaged me and said, "Hey, I don't like this. Like it's creating a gap in the shoulders, and that gap in the shoulders either it causes that neck to come out, mm-hmm. or it causes that what I call a shoulder pad look, where it comes up as a triangle and then comes down." What a lot of people don't know is that water itself takes out your body heat 25 times faster than air does, right? And what might feel like a nice 70-degree day, if you're in 50-degree water, it is going to rip that heat right out of you, right? And if you have open holes in there, that's why I say if the vest doesn't fit, don't use it. It's pointless, because you're allowing that water to get in to strip that heat out. So that customer messaged me and showed, like, me and him were on the phone sending messages back and forth, trying to figure it out. And he was like, "Just do this. Like, this is all you got to do is just take that Velcro," which I have a picture somewhere. But he said it was sitting like this. He said, "Just turn it."
Ah, yes.
So once you turned it, we eliminated the shoulder poke.
Yeah.
And then having this adjustment, just the shoulder adjustments right here, it allows you to pick it up to his neck in front of his chest.
Hey, it's Kenneth Witt with the Gundog Nation podcast, and I'm very proud to have as a new sponsor Cable Gangs. That's spelled Gangz. Brendan Landry at Cable Gangs has developed, in my opinion, and I'm a customer, the best tie-out systems on the market. They're easy to pack, easy to store. They can coil up just like an extension cord. They use premium galvanized steel cable coated with durable UV-resistant PVC coating. Brendan can make custom products, anything you want that's related to a dog tie-out system or a cable system or a way to safely secure your dog. They've even made a system that works with a bicycle, so you can go and exercise your bicycles and have your dog running along with you. It would be impossible for me to describe to you all the different custom applications they have, so just go to their website at cablegangs.com and check it out. But also, they make dog tie-outs, a way to safely secure your dog if you're at a field trial, a hunt test, coonhound competition, whatever that might be, beagles. These guys make the best product on the market. Check it out for yourself, cablegangs.com. Hey, it's Kenneth Witt with the Gundog Nation podcast, and we are so proud to be partnered with the National Shoot to Retrieve Association, also known as NASTRA. NASTRA has a common love for producing the best bird dogs possible. It's a great community that builds and bonds everlasting friendships. I've actually got to meet a lot of the NASTRA members who's taken me hunting and some other grouse hunting and stuff in different places. So I can honestly say I'm a member, and I'm proud to be partnered with them. NASTRA hosts national and regional field trials that emphasize the working ability of bird dogs. They have been around for over 50 years. There's a reason that NASTRA has been around that long. Please check them out at www.nstra.org and belong and support your local NASTRA club. They do have national and regional events, and it's a good place to help learn to be a better dog trainer, a better dog owner, and to compete with your bird dog. Thank you. And so I've actually got to see another breed. When you think of waterfowl dogs, we think of labs and Chessies, but mostly labs. But our friend Landon he has a wire hair, and it's a big old dog. I don't know what that dog, probably 70 some pounds, but he's just and they're not built like a lab. It's a different, he's got a huge girth, like a big old chest, kind of like a Great Dane. But I've actually, matter of fact, there's some video on my social media, me riding in a boat with Harker in front of me, standing there, just strutting that big vest on. But I will say that vest looked like a custom fit. It was really, like I said, well, one of the things I want to mention too, because I know it's, you're not one to brag on yourself, but you were talking about that shiny rubber on the Velcro, that it looked like stuff in a high-end wetsuit. I used to scuba dive a long, long time ago. But I really did like the quality that you put into that. It's not some old cheap, flimsy, Velcro binder, for lack of better words. What caused you to use that material? Because I know that's more expensive. You could have gone a cheaper route. I know that because I've seen cheaper stuff.
So the reason why we changed the Velcro was because I had a lady named Emily. She runs a kennel called Horizon Retrievers, and she has a little British lab, about 45, 50 pounds, tiny little thing. And she messaged me and said, "Hey, it fell off my dog while she was swimming." I said, "Do what?" So whenever I said it was built from customers, she messaged me and said, "Hey, the Velcro's not working. What's going on?" She forgot to mention that she hunts every day, sometimes twice a day. And so it was probably about 70 hunts for her, which for an average person, that's 3 years out of a vest.
Yes.
So, but yeah, she messaged me and said that, and that's why we changed it, because I didn't want you to grab the dog to be out there and have the vest come off of them in 1 year. I mean, it's just, I just couldn't live with it.
Yeah. I think, Austin, to me, that's what sets you aside. You're not in this. Obviously, you make a living doing something else, just like I'm not in the podcast to make a living. It's just a passion to talk about dogs. But you have a passion to take care of dogs, and you really care about the dog. And that's why I think your product has become successful. Now, I'm going to switch gears with you a little bit because I'm going to try to get you to design something else for us. I'm an upland guy, and I waterfowl hunt, and I've really done a lot in 2025. I hunted a lot, and I love it. But upland is still my number one. Do you have any, and maybe or maybe not, you're an upland hunter, but do you have any aspirations of making a really good upland vest?
So we have one. We have one.
Well, I'm sorry. I cannot believe I didn't know that. So let's hear about that.
They sold out extremely quick this year. And just like every other time when I'm making something, this next order, I wanted to do something like improve it, right?
Okay.
Because it just came out last year, and I got some feedback back on it. And come to find out, deer dogs or tracking dogs, they need a vest as well, not just the upland dogs. So we're switching gears from bird dogs to incorporate all the other hunting or active dogs out there. So right now we're incorporating where you have attachable D-rings. So whenever a dog's in the woods running and tracking a deer, you have to have a long lead on them in some states.
That's right.
So you're able to have that, but also you're able to unclip it, and where those D rings aren't flapping around everywhere and hidden, so your bird dog can go and flush quail, pheasant, chucker, all of it. I've had very, very good reviews on the upland vest.
Okay. Do you have one with you in there?
I don't think I have one I don't have one in here at the moment.
So to me, and gosh, please don't think I'm trying to act like an expert on the upland dog vests, as I'm not, but I know from hunting a lot that, early season, we're hunting hot temperatures. Heck, in Montana, I was hunting in the 90s, and you couldn't run a dog over 2 hours, and you had to keep water on you. So, but they still need protection from the rough grasses and the sage, all the stuff that they're running through. But you got to be careful because you don't want them to get too hot. And then late season, maybe late pheasant season, mid pheasant season, you're running cold weather, especially up in the Dakotas. So I just wonder, if you've thought about a hot season vest and a cold season vest, or maybe one vest can do all. What's your thoughts on that? Because I don't know. I sure don't have the answer, and I've got a hot weather vest, I think, that I've used.
Man, let me just say, there's a lot of things going to come in the future. Yeah. A lot of things.
Good deal.
It's really going to be good for just the overall dogs in general. It's because you got the different times of the year. You have your upland seasons. You need a vest that's going to be durable because that stuff is nasty. Yeah. Not sure if you know this, but in Louisiana, I just found out that they have a lot of woodcocks here, and I did my research, and 80% of the population migrates to Louisiana.
Yeah.
And there's a total of 4,500 hunters in the state. So if that tells you the amount of pressure they get, it is not much.
Yeah.
It's a very small population of hunters.
I didn't realize what you just told me. I was talking to the guy that owns cable gangs, and I shot a woodcock this year in Wisconsin. No, in Minnesota. But I want to hunt woodcock. They're fun. They're challenging. Sometimes they're hard to shoot, but at least the one I shot. I don't know about everybody, but I didn't realize that till this season that they were in Louisiana like that, and those numbers.
Yeah, it's. So I went for the first time last year. I'm just a waterfowl guy. So I grew up waterfowl hunting. It's all I love to do. And I found out that the woodcocks were here, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, let me back up. I was duck hunting, and my buddy said, hey, you want to shoot snipe? I said, what? You're joking, right? He's like, no, I'm serious. So we went and shot snipe right after we got done duck hunting. And I was like, this is awesome. What else kind of upland stuff is around here? Why do they call Louisiana the sportsman paradise? So found out about the woodcock. So I went to the Chafalaya Basin, went and duck hunted with my dog, drove to a road, never done this in my life, so I don't know what I'm doing. Drove up to a road, me and Avery go walk down a cut down road. Didn't know what we were doing. Hopefully we'll jump something up. Walked back, and this guy pulled up with 12 Britneys. He drove all the way from Georgia all night to get there to train his, I think the French Britneys, the smaller ones.
That's right.
And I was like, hey, do you mind if I go with you? Because I've never done this before. This is awesome. And we started walking through there, and he's like, my dog's on point. I was like, where's it at? He says 5 feet away. And this is a white dog. And I couldn't even see him.
That thick.
Yeah, that thick.
I bet that I can imagine upland hunting in Louisiana. I bet it's thick as heck.
Oh, it's awesome. It's only a month long, and it's in season right now. But I'm going to try. I don't know if I'll be able to get to do it this year, but it's definitely a goal of mine to get out and do more of, because I'm more of a high pace, can't stop moving type of person, and it definitely fits what I like to do.
You'd like that, and your dog would be good at that too. You know, I upland hunted with cockers this year, a cocker, but no, I'm excited about that. About you making a vest for upland vest. Like I said, I didn't even know you had one. I should have done my research. Um, and I'll be coming your way. What, Friday?
Yeah.
To Lake Charles. I'll duck hunt the guy there. I did last year too at the same place, and with a friend of mine that lives there. But you know what? I may have an extra day. I might try to find a place to woodcock hunt. I actually know a couple guys there. So you did an upland vest, designed it, put it on the market, and you sold out of them.
Yeah, I have. So the small sizes I sold out of. So my extra small, and my medium large. The reason why I said they're named that way is because it is a extra small waterfowl vest that'll fit a small dog, a small vest dog, and then a medium size waterfowl vest that'll fit a large dog. So basically, all we did was open up the armholes so they have more room for their shoulders. Have a full range of motion, won't cause any slows down the chafing. That's still a battle that we're looking into. And remove the Velcro so they have buckles and straps on.
Okay.
So,
Austin, you wouldn't know this, but I came from a tracking dog world. I actually competed some with tracking dogs. I live on a ranch here, and I used to keep tracking dogs here all the time and trained them. I've done protection dogs, come from that world, and I've never trained hog dogs, but I've hunted with them. But all those dogs I mentioned need vests. I mean, there's a demand for that. And you're right, now in Texas, I don't train tracking dogs with a long lead because it's not required here. And I just like let my dogs run, and I just, when most of the time they get to the wounded game, they're going to bark. That's why mine do anyway. Which I don't have any right now, but I used to always keep at least two here. But no, I can see a demand for your products. What materials did you use? I'm sure you probably didn't use neoprene for your upland stuff. What materials did you use for that vest, for the upland vest?
So with our upland vest, we had to switch it because neoprene's not going to work in the thickets. So we used Kadura.
Yep.
1000D Kadura, Blaze Orange. What sets ours apart is, of course, the adjustability. It's the same adjustability as the waterfowl vest with 4 buckles on top. But we also, if you think about a dog running, where do they need protection the most, right? And it's not in the back; it's in the chest. So instead of doing just a 1 layer of Kadura, it is 3 layers. You got a 1000D Kadura base layer on the front, a 3 millimeter neoprene on the inside. That if your dog does hit something like a stick or a stump, I can't say it will stop something from totally going through it, going 50 miles an hour, hitting a beaver stick. It's going to go through you, but if they hit like a stump, it absorbs that blow a little bit.
Okay, I see.
And then followed by another piece of Kadura on the backside. So you have 3 layers right there, so they can keep running, keep going, extra protection. And then we added the same tracker pocket, but made out of Kadura. We're adding a little clip inside of it so you can put that air tag in case the Garmin doesn't work, or you want to attach a bell for your other tracking dog,
I use a bell.
Dog. So now you have a way to put a bell on there so you can hear them. So yeah, it's.
So you've got the quarter of the chest for protection and puncture resistance, and then you've got the neoprene in the middle for cushion.
Yep.
That's a great idea. I never would have thought of that. Most of us you just have just a hard, chest exterior, not really padding or anything.
Yep.
So
Whenever you're like, I try to explain this. I try to do a video, and whenever I just have just a camera in front of me, I'm not very good at talking. I always lock up, and I always think about what I'm trying to say and trying to say it the right way. And I mix my words up all the time. I forgot what I was going to say just now.
We were just talking about, you putting that neoprene in the center, in the middle of the 2/4 layers. Yeah, and I think that's a great idea.
So whenever, if the extra hard plate, if you put on there, right, it's going to impede their movement.
Yes.
And if you think about anybody in athletics, everyone watches football, everyone watches the big name professional sports. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to use shoes for an example, right? Every shoe, 1, fits them, 2, allows for natural movement, and is light and flexible. So that was whenever I was creating these vests, we had to make sure that they were light, they fit, they didn't impede on any natural movement. I looked at what the complications were, like the chafing. So that's why we chose the neoprene on the inside instead of like a harder plate.
Okay.
Just because of that. And it added that extra piece of Kadura, the 2 pieces of Kadura, to give it that extra durability.
Okay. I like that. I think that was a great idea. Well, I'll have to do you have pictures of those vests on your website?
I do.
I'll go check that out. I should have looked at that first. But so you've got some new products you'll be releasing. How soon do you think?
Man, what you're going to see come here in the future is a application request. Basically, I'm doing the same thing I did with the 25 people, but going to do it on a little bigger scale, and going to be an application process for people because we got to field test it. We got to knock out all the kinks first. So to have people apply to try out the what's going to be the 3.0 design. So so we're looking at a 3.0 design now. We just released the 2.0 last year, revamped it up this year, and already looking into a 3.0 for, I would say, probably next year. We'll have it in the field trial phase going, hopefully. And then hopefully the following year, everything will come into place, and we'll have those out for everybody. But there's a lot of things in the works of what's going to be for the working dogs in the future.
Purina Pro Plan. Here at Gundog Nation, we use Purina Pro Plan for our dogs. We actually use the Sport Performance Edition, which is 30% protein and 20% fat, the beef and bison. It contains glucosamine, omega-3s for their joints. It also contains amino acids for muscles and antioxidants. And it also has probiotics. It's guaranteed to have live probiotics in each serving. There's no artificial colors or flavors. We see the difference in our dogs. We see the difference in their coat, their performance, their endurance, and also in recovery. Be sure to use Purina Pro Plan dog food. The reputation speaks for itself. There's a reason that Purina has been around for such a long time. We suggest that you use it, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Purina Dog Food. When you're getting ready to go on your next hunting trip, make sure you pack the most efficient and reliable ammunition on the market. Migra Ammunition brings you the most diverse loads on the market. Migra's patented stacked load technology is the epitome of efficiency. 2 shot sizes stacked together to create the most diverse and efficient line of shot shells in the industry. It doesn't matter what flyway, what state, or what the weather, the standard remains the same. At Migra, reliable loads that perform in any condition every single time. We're proud to have Migra Ammunition as a sponsor for Gundog Nation. Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I've got to tell you guys about something that I've gotten hooked on lately. It's Faux-licious. These are gourmet instant pho and ramen bowls that actually taste like the real deal. when I'm out in the field all day and the last thing I want is to settle for bland camp food, Folicious is what I go to. It's authentic, the flavor, it's real ingredients, it's ready in just minutes. It's perfect for hunters, fishermen, or anyone on the go. And you can get them over 1,900 Walmarts nationwide, your local HEB here in Texas. Or you can just go online at folicious.com. Trust me, once you try it, you'll keep a few stocked in your bag, in your backpack, or for your next adventure. I just want to say this, I want to add this to this commercial because I know the owners of this company. They've hunted on my ranch. Joseph, he and I were actually met in Colorado on a hunting trip that was a real adventure. They are true hunters. They've hunted at the ranch, and I've hunted with them. And Anna, she is just amazing. She's the one that came up with this idea. They were both on Shark Tank. They are amazing people. So I love seeing people like this have a business. And I just had to say that in addition to the commercial because I really believe in the product and I believe in the people that made the product. Be sure and go to folicious.com or go to Walmart or HEB and try their product. I promise you, you will like it. Well, you do something that I really admire, Austin, is that you're not in a rush to throw product out to sell.
Yep.
You're worried about quality. Just like, this, heck, we go buy a new vehicle, a new design, new car, new truck, it's a brand new design, new engine. First year, I'm always afraid to buy a new design, a new motor that's in a new truck. Because the first year, they're recalling and getting kinks out of it. You're not making that mistake. You're trying to get rid of those kinks before you put it on the market for retail.
Yep. So it's funny. So our first version of the dog vest, I still have them, and the first 100, I found an issue with them, so I had to buy a sewing machine. So every one of the first version, I have touched personally and did some kind of sewing on it. The 2.0s, I found they needed backing for the Velcro and the handle. So I touched every single one of the new 2.0s. But that's the thing. It's the quality. If you're going to want something, you want it to work. And we'll pay $1,500 all day for a pair of waders for us to stay high and dry.
Yeah.
And a dog needs something that's going to protect them. And you got to have quality. You can't just put something on a shelf and say, hey, here it is. Here's what I have. These dogs deserve better. They work their behind off, right? And they're loyal to us. They deserve and need gear that's for them, not for a company to sell. So that's the way I see it is, if you like companies, they will not, there's not one in particular. They all have a starting mission, but I have a thought process of if I make something for the right reasons and have a good vision, a good mission, people are going to come, right?
That's right.
If you make something good and you listen to people and you talk to people and you actually show that you care, they will believe in you. And everything that they give back to me, I give back to the dogs. So it's just that whole cycle of me helping them out and them helping me out. So it's I can't say it's all me. I can't say it's like I'm the mastermind because I'm not.
Well, no, I think what you do, I think is genius. You humble yourself to let people show you, hey, this needs improvement. Instead of getting defensive about it, you listen to them and try to improve it. And I think that's going to be the key. That's already the key to your success so far. And I think you're just getting started. I really do. I mean, like I said, Austin, I couldn't get over the compliments. And that's not the norm on social media posts, for a product, right? Someone's going to say something negative about it. And it never happened. I kept waiting, and it never happened, which just was so unusual to me, because usually that's the norm. But
So
now
I,
this podcast has allowed me to understand why that the product has been so successful.
it's so there's um the I post some stuff on there, and you have the trolls that come in there and like say, hey, yeah, it's not this vest, it's not that vest, and I done this a couple of times where they would say something. I said, well, I see you're in Louisiana. You want to test it out? You want to see for firsthand about what it's all about? I mean, I'll meet you. I'll come over there and like fit your dog for you. You can run it a day. And every single one of them came back and they're like, I love this thing.
Nice.
But it's been awesome, man.
Yeah, man. I wish you the best. I think you're on the right road. I predict that you'll probably be one of these days you're going to be quitting your day job and doing this full time. Um, yeah, I'm still trying to be the Joe Rogan of hunting podcasts, but I got a long way to go, long way to go. But hey, I'll work at it. I won't give up. I'll keep working hard. But man, no, it's refreshing to see somebody with your enthusiasm that actually cares about what you're doing. You actually care about dogs. This podcast is about hunting dogs. That's my passion. And I'm not just a retriever guy. I'm not just a I've got pointing dogs. I used to have, you name it. I've hunted with everything, and I love it. And you're right. They deserve it, right? They deserve the best we can give them.
Yep.
After practicing law for about 11 or 12 years, I kind of got where I'd rather fool with dogs than people. If you do a few divorce cases, you'll think, man, I sure like these dogs a lot better than some of the people I've had to deal with. But I mean, not everybody's like that, but I love my dogs. I'll just say that and shut up.
Yep. If I could spend every day like I haven't. So when people call me like to talk about a question for a vest, we end up going down a big rabbit hole just talking about dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? We start about talking about fitment, and then like what hunting adventures are we going on today?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just someone wanted information, and we just you bring up dogs, we're talking dogs, and every way around it.
Also, it's so funny, man. You say that. I mean, that is exactly how I got here.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving down the road. I'd get off the phone after talking. I'd be driving because I'm layman. I drive a lot, so I'd be on the phone an hour. Look down at my phone. I'm on the phone an hour, maybe 2 hours, talking to somebody about dogs. And I thought, and then I was listening to podcasts. I was listening to Adam Campbell. I started listening to Chris Rudd. I've listened to Bart Ramsey. I've listened to all these dog guys, on the podcast. I thought, well, heck, that's all I do. So that's exactly how I started doing this. Then now, I still talk dogs. You and I've been talking dogs for 40, 50 minutes,
Yeah.
I got to tell everybody, this podcast wouldn't be coming to you had not Austin stayed on the phone with me for probably 20 minutes fixing my Riverside platform. We don't know what happened, but he figured it out. He and a little chat GPT and walked me through, I couldn't even record, man. I owe you. You'll probably send me a bill for your technical expertise, but thank you. I appreciate that, and it was kind of fun. And I don't know what I've done if you had to help me because I've got to do another podcast tomorrow, and I wouldn't have been able to.
I don't know what it is, but I like messing with things that are broke.
You did, man. You sat here. I figured you'd give up on me and hang up, and you hung right in there and fixed this till we got. I mean, gosh, how long did it take us? 45 minutes, maybe 30.
I think it was. I'll put probably 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. It seemed like an eternity for me because I hated wasting your time and making you wait on me, and it wasn't working, And I know we've set this time aside, and I know you work and you got a dog getting surgery. We'll be praying for your dog too, man. That's tough. Been through the dog problems.
That was pretty hard because he's 10.
10.
He's 10.
You know what? I would have bet my ranch that dog was 5 or 6. I saw your dog pass my booth probably, I don't know how many times when we were at Delta Waterfowl. That dog didn't look that old at all.
No. His mother's 15, so I got my first dog at 2012 when I graduated high school, I was given 3 options. Either I move out with the dog, I get rid of the dog. I'm sorry, they only gave me 2 options, but the third option was I can get out and then keep the dog. So that's what happened. So they have the Bailey is the first one. It's Avery's mother, and now my mother breeds them in South Carolina. She has a whole herd of them, and it's really neat that like all of his brothers and sisters look just like his mom, and so if my dog looks almost identical to his mom, except he has a little less. He has very very little gray, and his mom has glassed eyes and very little gray underneath her chin, and she's 15. But he's looks like a little puppy dog. Still tries to go and act like he's a puppy dog, and he comes home. He's like, I don't know, Dad. I'm a little wore out today.
You know, I really believe, Austin, that when a dog lives that long, I think, and I'm not a vet, I'm not a doctor, but I feel like that it's good genetics, and it's eat well, it's eat right, just like a human, right? It's been treated right, it's got good genetics, and you obviously fed it good dog food, you know, and I think it has a lot to do with it.
I think that has a lot to do with it, and you just take care of your dog. Just like, but people back in the day, we're living longer, we're living healthier lives, and we don't have the healthiest stuff out there, but our healthcare's got a lot better.
Yeah.
And like it's the way I see it is these dogs we're starting to put a lot more emphasis on their health, on their well-being, more family oriented, not just a tool. And then you add in the proper gear that they wear, right? Like the rec specs, for example, the ones the goggles for them.
Yes.
That protects their eyes. Mm-hmm. You get a vest that works with them so they get all the maximum benefits. So you're not running them hard and putting them up wet. Like if you do that on anything, it's not going to last as long. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we're starting to see some of these dogs live longer and hunt longer, is because we're using them as a friend and taking care of them, which we always taken care of them, but they have been a tool.
Yeah.
Right. A tool for our hobbies, and now they're family members and our friends going in there, and it's revolved around them a little bit more, not just in the hunt, but outside of the hunt as well. But I think that's awesome, seeing how that's starting to come full circle. We're starting to do more for our dogs, give more to our dogs. They got a new product out there. I'm not sure if you heard about it, but Retriever Fuel.
Oh yeah,
with Chad.
Chad had a booth beside of me at Ducks Unlimited, and I've been pushing his product, you know, just helping him because I believe in it. And I actually used it day before yesterday on a crane hunt. But no, you're right, and it's a very I give it to my dogs after a hunt, but sometimes I would even do it before a hunt, like 6 or 7 hours prior to kind of like a pre-workout, you know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
you're right.
We're looking after our dogs. Like I learned a whole other side of the dog world and nutrition. And my wife's a big mountain biker. I actually heard her on the trainer in the other room riding her bike. So she takes like the pre-workout, the electrolytes, all the nutrition stuff and what gives you energy. And she goes down those rabbit holes of seeing how can it better her so she can ride longer. And it's just same thing for dogs. Like he gave me the whole spill on it. It's awesome.
You know, I have probably at least 3 episodes with veterinarians, and one with Purina's veterinarian, on here. And we talk about, she actually gets into senior citizen dog care, like senior dogs and caring for them. And I'll continue having podcasts like that for nutrition, health care for dogs, and, wellness. It's very important, right? It's our investment. It's our family. We got to take care of them.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's a long 15 years.
Oh, and gosh, my dog food bill. Oh, yeah. But I don't have, I don't gamble. I don't do drugs. I don't do any bad habits. And so I have a dog habit. I have a dog problem. Like some people have a drug problem. I have a dog problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, Austin, tell everyone how they can find your product, how they can get a hold of you. Give us all your social media contacts and website.
Yep. So we have our Facebook account, ReKoile Outdoors LLC. Our Instagram is ReKoile, I believe it's _outdoors.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but so we're really big at posting on those two. A lot of people tag us. So if you would like to see posts that are not my own, that I post, you go to on what we're tagged in, and you'll see all of our customers and their photos of their dogs and what they posted. So that gives you the most authentic look at the vest on a dog. And then our website's ReKoile Outdoors. Our contact information's on there, our email, our phone number's on there. So if you call that number, you'll be talking to me. And if don't be surprised if we start talking about dogs for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you can on the website you'll be able to see all the vest colorations we have, all the different sizes. And again, if you have any questions, don't feel free to reach out. I'm here to talk, here to explain everything to you, and make sure your dog's in the right gear.
Well, good. Listen. Just one more time, I'm gonna tell everybody. I have the vest. I was going to use it this weekend, and circumstances happened that I didn't have it with me. But I'm getting ready to get to use it again, hopefully this coming weekend on a duck hunt. But I have got two friends that I trust their opinions, that are huge believers and lovers of the ReKoile dog vest. So, and then again, like I said, I posted that. I made a post about the vest and put it on my dog, and I got so many positive comments. It was overwhelming. So you got a good thing going. Austin, hopefully I'll get to see you at some of these seminars or some of these expos again, and you'll have a booth, and I'll be at the same ones. I won't be at Wild Turkey because that's like getting in. It's like getting tickets to the Super Bowl, trying to get a booth there. I think I'm waiting list number 300, and we put in. I think my wife called them 8-10 months ago. So yeah.
I did came out, but I'll be at the Ducks Expo in Memphis, and then we'll be at the Delta Waterfowl Expo in the Des Moines this year.
Yep. Yes.
We'll be in Des Moines this year for the Delta Expo as well.
Okay, we'll be at both those. I'm gonna tell you, if you've got that upland, I highly suggest Pheasant Fest. I went last year the first time. We'll be back this year. Really enjoyed it, and they're there's a lot of waterfowl stuff, but the upland people are starving and they show up in large numbers at Pheasant Fest. It's really good.
I was able to get some vests there with Ugly Dog Hunting.
Oh, good.
Talked with Mike. He was able to get some vests there for last year's event. I was unable to go, but that is the next one we're going to be targeting.
Yeah,
and heading. I've never been. I want to go meet everybody. It's a whole new sport I want to learn.
Yes,
and it's a lot fast paced, fun. Dogs are more active. I'm excited for that one.
On average, I'd walk this year upland hunting sometimes 15 to 17,000 steps. So I can imagine the miles my dogs are putting on. And I'm not the skinniest, youngest dude, so it was rough on me. But yeah, you'd like it if you like to move. You can get to move. I'm getting ready to have a knee replacement from a real good surgeon in San Antonio, Texas. So hopefully this year I'll be like a young kid again. We hope.
Yeah. Get back out there. I mean, there's still other ways you can still go with that after that knee surgery.
They say that this lady, she's highly recommended by a lot of people, and they said that she will have you back on your feet really quick, and I'll feel like a kid again. I'm 57, so yeah, my knees are shot. Yeah. Anyway, well, Austin, hey, you and I can sit here and talk all night long, and I got to go out and work a couple of dogs real quick before it gets dark on us. I can't wait till the days get longer just for dog training purposes,
Yeah.
But hey, I hope your dog comes out good. Keep me posted on that. When you get, we'll try to do one later on, do a podcast with you. We talk about that upland vest.
Yeah,
When you've got
we'll do the whole upland vest. But thanks for having me on here there, Ken. It's been awesome. Again, we could keep talking for another 3 hours just on dogs in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be staying in touch. And again, thank you for this, and we look forward to doing it again.
Thank you, Austin. Take care and call me anytime.
Yes, sir. All right, Ken.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I'd like to encourage all you listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel to check out patreon.com/Gundog Nation. For $10 a month, you can become a member of our community, and we'll have access to lots of stuff. Mainly, we'll do a monthly forum, an open forum, where you can ask me anything Gundog related, and we'll learn from each other in the community. Should be a lot of fun each month. We will do that. So check it out, patreon.com/Gundog Nation.